Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Paul Brown Show. This evening, my guest, special guest, Mr. Kenneth Crump. How you doing there, sir?
I'm doing great, Brother Paul. Good to see you.
Good
Thanks
seeing
for
you
being
too.
Here.
Tell the audience a little bit about yourself, sir.
Yes, Kenneth Crump. Been in Charlotte around 25 years.
Okay.
And I've been part of the community for his ministry, outreach, and also into motivating speaking all over. And also I'm one of the ones that look for things to change by doing something in their personal life that need a change. Because we know everyone is out here don't need the same change.
Correct.
So we pinpoint individuals that need a change, and that way we can waste your time or the community time or expenses to make sure that happens. So my thing is that we as people have to pull together and understand each other as a community, not as one-on-one or individual.
Okay. One of the things you wanted to talk about, discuss as far as the topic is what to do when your life is falling apart. What do you mean by that, sir?
What I mean, Brother Paul, I mean that when your life is falling apart, it's when that nowhere you can go and no one you can talk to. You feel lonely, but at the same time, you're not alone. It's places that we can go and people that we can talk to. The main issue is that they don't have no guidance. They don't have no direction.
Okay.
They don't have the understanding who to go to and where to go. So we come in at True Vine Life Center here in Charlotte, that we on our way to operate and build a new program, a new place for people in the community, especially on West Side.
Okay.
Because we feel like if we can meet you where you're at, you can get up and go where you need to be at.
Yes, sir. One of the things is treasure your life as your most asset and investment. Discuss that.
Yes, treasuring your life as a thing that you realize that it's you that has fallen. It's you that down in the pit. It's you that has lost everything. It's you that is in trouble. It's you that one don't have the roof or the place that you can call home or the family support. No one else. So if it's you, you start where you at, so you can end up not where you been. So things happen for a reason.
Yes, sir.
I believe that, brother. And things happen for a reason because we can be going to a direction that we should never be going to. So my thing is that we operate in our own self, take a assessment test, take an example, sit down, motivate yourself, because you can't find people to motivate you all the time.
Correct.
Even your family, your loved one, your kids, your parents, your aunts, cousins, or the community. Sometimes you can call on people and people's not there, my brother. So what we saying at that time is in you. Pick yourself up. Shake everything off that you've been through. You can do it because it's already in it. You know how you got into it, so now you know how to get out of it.
We're looking inside today's society, and we see a lot of people who are committing suicide. What would make a person go there, and why should that be not even a way of thinking?
Well, first of all, we understand what suicide is. Suicide is something that no one look forward to.
Correct.
But we end up being in that position over and over again with different young people, older people, even kids. Mm-hmm. So what happened is that no one listening to no one. Everything want a microwave.
Okay.
They life. They want it quick and now. It take process.
Yes, sir.
To come out of process, to be great into what you're trying to do in life. Mm-hmm. So when you understand people that want to kill themselves or hurt themselves or do any type of damage to themselves, it's because someone didn't take the time to listen to them at all. So when you're in a position like that, you have to understand that it's a reason for all of this that going on. And that reason come down to no one cares. So we understand saying you care and doing like you care
Correct.
is two different things, my brother. So we understand in that person that doing suicide, we've been hearing it all over the country.
Correct.
From Hollywood to Hollywood to Norwood. We've been hearing that people want to take their life. People is taking their life. That's because they don't have that person they can really communicate with and speak to on their level.
Why should you? What would you think would be some of the warning signs that you would probably see an individual going to that level?
First of all, you looking at an individual putting a distance between they self and their family, or their loved one, or their friends, or even their job. A lot of people that stop working, start laying off themselves from their job, start staying out from the job, start telling themselves they're not worthy because things ain't going their way. At the same time, you're looking at people in that situation that want to be the best they can be, but they can't be it because their mind is playing tricks with them. But see, if your mind playing tricks with you, you can't understand what's going on at the time because you having no support that help you get out of that control of your own self. So self is one of the biggest destroyers of our life today, self-destruction. So when we understanding that self can't do it all the time without having support from someone else or individual, that means I don't have no reason to live any longer.
And the people that we are seeing that's in the news that are committing suicide, these are not, poor people. These are rich and famous people that come to the conclusion that they have money. So money isn't the problem. It's something beyond money. A lot of people think money is the solver of our problems. But with these individuals, money isn't the problem.
You're right. A lot of people do. Most rich folks understand money is not the problem. And most rich folks is the one that causing suicide.
Correct.
Just because they ran out of ways to use their money in a proper and a correct way. See, you can buy so much and there's nothing else left to buy.
Correct.
You can have so much, there's nothing else left to have. And love is something that they want, but money can't buy. So when we find that, we realize it's a lack of love in their life. It's a lack of love in their lifestyle. Because money don't bring love. And a lot of rich folk, a lot of Hollywood and executives, the different type of people in this world that have more than enough, they would tell you it ain't the money. It's somebody I can love and trust that will be there for me when I need them without having to pay any financial institution to them in a way possible.
Another thing that you have that you want to discuss is never forget that your life has an invisible enemy.
Yes.
Discuss that.
Yes. I'm glad you brought it up, Brother Paul. Life always have a hidden agenda. Everyone that live upon this earth, this world, have a hidden agenda.
Okay.
It's things that we go through in life, things that we have said and done, and things that happen to us from a child to this day, and things that people never know about.
Correct.
So if we can't get out of that one little spot that been hindering us all our life, been hunting us, taking us down when we go up, we'll never be able to be out on our own and living for ourselves, because the life of the world, things done happen in the past, keep you in the past. So when you in the past, you cannot go to the future. So that's why it's so important that invisible enemy be killed. It dies in our life, each and every day. We can start working on it. It takes process to do that. But once you find out your enemy could be drinking, Your enemy could be sex. Your enemy could be money. Your enemy could be a man or woman. Your enemy could be things, materialistic things. So once you find out where your enemy lies at and lays at, so you have to come up with a right, correct, and wise idea from the help a leader in your life, a leadership person that in this life with you, and let them know, I need your support and need your help to beat this giant that killing me every day.
Why do a lot of people hold that within? They don't want to communicate. Just like you said, you have that enemy that's in you, but a lot of people want to hold it within and not tell someone.
Because they're afraid, Brother Paul. They're afraid to let go. They're afraid to let out. They're afraid they by themselves. They're afraid of being embarrassed. They're afraid that they won't have the big name no more or the nice things anymore. They're afraid that people will look at them different, and they would, and they will. But it's the thing that you need to be free of yourself. So you have to understand when the enemy leave, you free.
Correct.
Don't let the enemy hold you from being who you were created to be. So people don't want to come out with the truth because they're ashamed, one thing.
Correct.
Ashamed of what they done or what happened to them. So they hold it in to some leave this world or deceived. So what the problem is, what we're talking about, is people have to release themselves so they can find themselves.
Okay. Is that an easy thing to do? I mean, because a lot of people just don't want to tell those negative things that we hold within. How do we turn that from a hard to easy way of discussing it with someone?
Well, I can use my life if you don't mind, Brother
Go
Paul.
ahead, sir.
My life was I grew up on the both sides of the fence. Have and have not.
Okay.
And when you have on one side and have not on the other side, you see both sides. You see the good and the bad. Mm-hmm. So things happen to me on the bad side. I didn't want my good side of the family to know.
Okay.
But as I live and learn and seen things different and know that it don't matter if they know or not, I have to put myself in check. Mm-hmm. See, sometimes we just have to check ourselves. Sometimes we have to get up and say, no matter who cares or who like it or don't, we have to discuss and get this out of me. Because it's you what holding yourself back.
Correct.
Not what somebody done. Because if somebody done it, that's over with. It's lingering in me and you until we release it for our own good, not for the person who done it. Mm-hmm. So the person who done it moving on, and we still sitting back and living a lifestyle that we shouldn't be living, a place we shouldn't be in.
Now, how do we tell it to our youth? Because we have a lot of youth that's holding these things inside of them, and they feel like they don't have no one to talk to.
Tell your youth. This is the way I looked at it. I've been to jail before. I know how the jail look inside. Mm-hmm. I know how they treat you inside. I've been hurt before. I've been disappointed many times. I've been up and down many times. I have and have not. Like I said earlier, the youth have to know that somebody that in a suit, in a nice house or nice car, that been through something or something like you or they going through at that moment. Mm-hmm. So they will listen to you if someone come to them that they look up to. But it's so bad in life today, nobody want to come out of that closet. Mm-hmm. So people can see the real you and me. The young people is crying out.
Correct.
For help, for love, for a listening ear, for support. But we have to, as people that been there, done that, and going through that, grab them and let them know you're not alone. I've been there. I felt your pain. I heard your cry. I understand everything that you're going through and been through. So I'm here to support you and be your friend. I'm here to get you where you need to be.
Okay. Why is mentoring such a great thing to have for these youth?
Because mentor is letting the youth know that somebody is bigger than them. Somebody done went down that road. Somebody is going through what they've been through. Somebody understand what they going through and have and going through on each day of their life and each scale and type. One thing we have to understand, the youth don't know what we know as older
Correct.
people, as human beings. The youth is sitting back trying to figure out this world, trying to figure out every day, what do it take to be a better person? What do it take for me to get ahead? What do it take for me to have a better life? What do it take for me to live on that side of town? What do it take for me to go get a good education? What do it take for me to have more than enough? What do it take for me to stop doing what I'm doing and going through what I'm going through? And that's when mentor, as me and you and other brothers and sisters in this world, not just in Charlotte, but the world,
Correct.
to set an example from NBA to WBA, the women, from Major League Baseball, all the sports, hip hop, the music industry. Everyone should be able to sit down somewhere in their city or go back to their town or city that they growed up and came from, and bring a message to all the youth, the troubled kids, the troubled ones, because every city have a troubled kid there.
Correct.
If it ain't but one, we still should reach out at that one person, because one person want to be saved and want to be changed from that situation they in today.
I know we deal with a lot of these kids, they're dropping out of school. They're thinking that's going to solve the problem. Why do you feel like education is so very important and kids should think twice about leaving school?
One reason, the first reason, my brother, is that parents, new generation, kids having kids.
Correct.
So that's one of the greatest enemies that they have and we have as a community, as a city in large. The kids look at their parents. They learn from each other in the community, in-house and out-house. So if I'm in-house doing the things that it don't take to get ahead, to have something, or career in life, how do you think the kids gonna go out the house and get it?
Correct.
Because they community they in showing the same thing. Because if you're in a low income community, 1 out of 100 kids is really growing and doing the thing they should do. Not because they smarter, because they have someone that cares about them, showing them a new direction, a new way, so they can go down that road, that path to righteousness, to greatness, and be successful through process in due time.
Your life can become a love center.
Oh my God. Love center. I love to hear that. Because once you find the love in you, you can always give love to someone else.
Okay.
So the love center start in you. Once you get yourself right, you can treat somebody else right. You can give them unconditional love without them even knowing this unconditional.
Correct.
It'll be something that they never had before. And that's what a lot of young people and youth today that on drugs, selling drugs, out here fighting and killing all over the world, reason they doing what they're doing because no one showing them the love that they have inside.
Okay, we're going to take a break in a minute, but what do you feel would be the best thing to describe how we are living in today's society?
The best thing.
Yes, sir.
What I'm thinking is from what I see and what I hear. People living in a way that society allow them to live. So it depends on where you at in society and knowing who you are. You're gonna live in your means. That means it can be big, small, good or bad.
Mr. Crump, we're going to take a break. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a break. We'll be back in just a second. Thank you.
My thoughts are currently loading, I'm apparently exploding. No air, I'm choking, cause I found my airing. My head is just out there floating, and I just can't seem to focus. I'm sure you notice, cause I'm feeling that you might just be floating. At times when I try to hold you, feel you on my skin. It feels so cold like you're afraid to let me in. Then you kiss my lips and make me feel so good again. I wanna know, are you down, sink or swim? Go deep with me.